kitchen. We're back again, and we're going to make more cooked food today. The reason I love having wonderful cooked foods in my arsenal of raw foods is because people need a bridge. Everybody isn't going to necessarily go from regular lasagna, steak tartare, and french fries to a beautiful raw food diet. So it's wonderful to have these bridge foods, as I call them. And yeah, they're a bridge from one section to the next. I didn't just become a raw foodist overnight. I was a vegetarian, and I was a vegan, and then a raw foodist. So these are some of the recipes I've used to lure the other people in. Mediterranean food, Italian food, everybody loves. So it's a wonderful bridge. Now this is something you can take to a family dinner, or it's like a casserole, you know, someone has a new baby. It's a wonderful dish to take, and people won't even miss it or realize that it's a vegan dish. So we're going to make not so classic lasagna. It's in my book, Soak Your Nuts, on the cooked section on page 42. On page 42. Okay, so we're going to make it with whole wheat lasagna noodles, but for those of you that are gluten-free or you're looking to be without gluten, they make a wonderful rice noodle that you can pick up at your local health food store. We're going to use tofu as our meat, so that's gluten-free, but you can also use the soy protein as the meat. That's the beauty. There's so many choices you can have. We're going to use the diet cheese, but we're going to make our own soy cheese ultimately. That's another video where I can show you how to make your soy cheese. So to start with, we're going to boil our water. That way we'll make sure we get it al dente, because even though it's vegan, we want it to be really strong Italian in character. So we're going to boil our noodles, but a little trick I learned from my mother-in-law, who's Italian, you add a little bit of olive oil to the water so that the noodles don't stick together. Okay? So we're going to take our whole wheat noodles, could be your rice noodles, and we're going to put them in the water and follow the instructions on the box and cook your noodles until they are the perfect consistency called al dente. While our noodles are cooking, we're going to season our tofu. This is the meat, the cow stuff, really. So we're going to saute the meat, and we're going to use our nutritional yeast, which really gives things a nice meat flavor. And we're going to use our cumin. Now, I know I don't call for it in the book, but I'm thinking right here that I want to add a little olive oil to this just so it sinks in a little deeper. And we're going to crumble this up. You could use a potato masher if you want it. I'm going to crumble it up so it's kind of like ground, you know, that stuff, ground. And we're going to crumble this up. Add the rest of the ingredients. This is cumin and nutritional yeast we're adding. And I know a lot of people are frightened of yeast too, but you know what? A little bit in your food while you're transitioning will go a long way, because it will help you not to miss the animal products that you want to give up. So we're just going to season this very good together, okay? It even almost has like a little brown look to it. And once it's sauteed, okay? And there we have that. We've just added the spices with the tofu and ground it up. Now, while that sits and marinates for a bit, we're going to saute our peppers. We've got red peppers and green peppers and onion. We could actually use any colored pepper. You could even use other vegetables. You could use a little zucchini. You could use, let's see, I am going here. So I'm going to add olive oil also once again to my skillet. That's why I'm making these videos too, because you know things change in my mind as I go. You don't have to be stuck in just one thing when you're making this wonderful vegan food. So we want our oil to heat up. I'm probably adding about 2 tablespoons of oil here. You'll let that heat up. And you can generally tell if your oil is heated enough if you take a little water and put it on there and it fizzes up, then you know that your oil is nice and hot. All right, we're going to add our peppers, the green and the red. I add the onions last because when they get translucent, then we know that everything is ready. Oh, I love the smell of that. And you could actually add a little of your garlic to this section. In fact, you could add garlic to every section. I love garlic. And what a lot of people don't realize is garlic is very high in vitamin C. And if you're worried about the smell, just eat some parsley, eat something green, and it'll take it away. Okay, so we're just going to saute this. Add all the garlic. Isn't that beautiful? That's what I love about vegetable eating, the colors. Everything is such a beautiful color. Okay. And you might add a pinch of salt to it at this point because it'll help break it down and cook a little bit faster. Although I don't know what the day curry is. You could actually make this whole dish a day ahead of time. It's going to be wonderful the next day too when the flavors set in. So my onions are starting to turn a little translucent, so I know that they're getting to the stage where they're releasing all their flavors. And I'm going to take my spiced tofu that's been sitting there marinating, and I'm going to add it. Okay. And we're going to cook all of these together. And while this is sauteing, we could actually, if we have the room, start our spinach. And I'm going to show you. Okay. Looks yummy by itself. And you know what? You could probably take this mixture and put it in a tortilla shell. Tortilla shell, and wrap it up and make a burrito. Add some fresh beans to it, some cooked beans and rice, and would make a wonderful, almost breakfast burrito dish. How about that? Okay, so while this is cooking, the next thing we'll start. We get ready to do our spinach. So once again, I'm going to add olive oil, probably about a tablespoon this time, maybe 2. I think you can never get enough olive oil. And I'm going to saute my spinach and garlic. And I'm going to add nama shoyu to this, but you could actually use sea salt. And once again, if you're making it gluten-free, you could add sea salt to it or any kind of salty flavor. Okay. So we'll saute this. Boy, is that smelling delicious. This is enough to make me cheat on my raw food diet, which I do every now and again, you know, and what it does is it helps me to remember. It's a pleasure thing every so often, you know. I don't feel like I'm missing anything, but it's just kind of nice every so often to indulge. Maybe once or twice a week. All right, so all of these are sauteing. Our noodles are getting ready. Let's go pour our noodles out. Make sure they're all done, okay? So while our oven is heating at 350 degrees, it's getting warmed up for us, I'm going to use this marinara sauce. We make a wonderful one here at the Cooked restaurant. It's in the book, so you can get our marinara sauce. But if you don't have time to make a sauce, which you should always have some in the freezer, you can buy a store-bought one at your local health food store. They have some great ones that don't have real sugar in them and all the chemicals. So I'm going to start with my layer of marinara sauce. And I'm going to take my big, beautiful noodles and put them on top. So easy to do. And because you're going to be cutting it in squares, you want it kind of evenly. I'm going to double up the noodles, kind of overlap them in places. And then after I do my first layer of noodles, then I'm going to add some of this wonderful mixture that we made, tofu and the peppers. I'm going to sprinkle that on top. I'm telling you, this mixture by itself, it could be a burrito, a breakfast burrito. Straighten this out. We're just going to put our tofu. Now, this pan is probably a little big, so it's going to look a little scarce in here as we're starting out. And then we're going to add some of our spinach. I'm going to do this with my hands. I want to spread it out. Not looking yummy already. We'll put our spinach on. And that's all it is. It's just layering. Do you know, even when I make regular pasta dishes for my family and friends, I always do layering so that the flavors go all the way through very strongly. With every bite, you get a taste of something. Okay, and now I'm going to put some of the cheese on. I'm going to show you in a future video, if you haven't watched it already, how to make soy cheese. You can buy a commercial one called, I think Dai is a good one. There's no soy in it, and it's a tapioca. But I will be showing you how to make it a delicious soy cheese. Now I'm going to add another layer of noodles. See how easy this is? Wait till you taste it. And by the way, if you have any hints or ideas when you look at any of my videos, I would love to hear from you to let me know how it came out for you, how your family enjoyed it. And I'm going to add another layer of, you know what, let's switch the layering around a little bit. Let's add our pretend meat stuff in next first. And just sprinkle that all over. I'm trying to be too proper here. And then we'll add our spinach. And this sauteed spinach is delicious by itself. Any of the components here are great in the lasagna or by themselves, okay? And now we're going to add a little bit more cheese. And you know, you could just keep building and building and building. You could keep adding noodles. I think I'll add one last layer. Oh, let's add our tomato sauce next. Oh boy, this is so good. And you could just keep going and going and going, depending on how deep or how big your pan is. And you know, this whole thing could be put in the freezer and used at another time. So I'm going to take the last of my cheese and sprinkle in there. Our oven is heated and ready for our big masterpiece here. Doesn't that look delicious? Okay, so let's pop it in the oven and then we'll have to do some tasting. So, through the magic of TV, here we are with our made lasagna. So, kind of falls down a little bit. I guess I could have built it up a little taller. But I'm going to cut a square, which is how you would probably serve it to your friends and family. Look at that. Doesn't that look yummy? Oh, the cheese is falling out. Doesn't that look delicious? Okay, we'll plate it. And what I like to do, even when I serve it in my home, I always have a little extra sauce handy. So pour a little extra of our marinara sauce on top. We'll decorate it. This is the soy cheese you're going to learn to make soon. So we'll use the soy cheese on top. A little extra. A little parsley on the plate just to make it beautiful. You know what? I want a little more color on the plate too. I think I'm going to add a little bit of plum tomato to the plate. A great salad. Any of the salads in the cookbook would be wonderful with this also. Okay. And a little more parsley on this. And how beautiful is that? We got to get a taster in so you can kind of feel how delicious it is. We'll see who we can find in the store today. So I found a taster for us today. This is Ola. Ola or Ola?
Ola.
Ola, which means hello in Spanish, but you're not Spanish,
No,
are you? Okay.
no, I'm not.
But Ola is a registered dietitian, and she works with the food pantry in River Forest and Oak Park, and they do classes out there too. So we've got a real expert here today to try our food. So Ola, this is our lasagna, and we have a vegan garlic bread that we made to go along. I want you to tell me, this is our homemade vegan cheese that we make here. I just grab it and tell me what you think.
Huge piece, but I'll do it.
We got fresh spinach in there, but you're just getting the noodle. Okay.
I'll get it.
Get some spinach. Let's see what she thinks.
It's really, really good.
Can you say that a little louder?
I love it. It's delicious.
Thank you. 100%. No animals, no cow secretions. your friends and family will love it.
I agree.
You. Thank you, Ola. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
We're going to give you something to take home. That's what you get when you get to be a food tester here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So once again, look for us on YouTube. Join my Facebook station. Oh, we need you to subscribe to the YouTube station so that you can get all the pushes so you know I'm making new stuff every week. And it won't just be about food too. I'm going to give you my tips on being wrinkle-free and what you do in the summer, in the sun. I'm going to give you all of my special tips that have gotten me here at 67 and keeping me strong, vital, and healthy. So join my YouTube station. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, any way you can join in. We want to be a part of your lives. So thanks for tuning in to Karyn's Kitchen. Until next time.